Hello, and welcome back to Nico Plays. I am Nico of Death. Today we are going to be showing off more player buildings and things that people are creating. Super excited to show it off. We are going to spend most of the time today up north in Ulaid. So far everything I've done previously has pretty much been down and down. But I'm eager to show off a new area today, and without further ado, let's get into it. One of the things I want to do is address a lot of the comments I've had around how to actually get my foundation properly done. So I went a little overkill, and I have foundation pillars down here. But as a result, I'm here, I now have my roof. So thank you to all of the comments who pointed out how to properly secure your roof, and the fact that I needed to have posts going all the way up from the foundation on the ground into the roof. So I now have my roof on my little cottage, totally enclosed, and I have learned how to properly do the building. So thank you all for that. One thing I do want to do is revisit a build that I showed off in a previous video, and I think I described it as a sprawling crafting village. And so it's a Terrace community, and I think that the clan is Crimson Lion, so I did want to give them a shout out, as well as Xanthus Nori, who gave me a lot of good feedback and pointed out a lot of cool stuff that they're doing. I'll stick a link to their YouTube video down in the description as well. But I wanted to come back, revisit, show off all the stuff they're doing, because I think that this is one of the best builds I've seen, and it's awesome to see so many people coming together and creating a really neat build. I just love how this place looks as you're approaching it. Like, it is so massive and impressive, and they've just done a really great job with it. One of the things that they pointed out in the comments was that they have freebie chests down here in front. So if you are in this area and you come around and you're looking for stuff, you can see all of these chests are just full of goodies. So if you are looking for some extra mats or decorations or equipment or anything like that, you can see they have quite a few over here. And so they did want to point out these are all full of freebies for you. So awesome thing for them to do and help people out if they need some extra stuff. We are going to enter their Terrace community from all the way down here on this end this time. And let's start going through some of these buildings, because they have some really neat stuff in here. They're making good usage of the signs too, which I really like. And one of the things, speaking of signs, the recent update added a lot more signs you can have, and so people have been making use of that. So I do want to show off how they have them on their storage chests here. And I think this is great. I'm really glad the developers added these signs. I think that there's a lot of potential for additional signs, but even what they've already added has been really cool. And you can see that they are making good use of it in terms of being able to show off what's in the boxes, and just makes it easier for people to use. Coming through here, you can see lots of storage chests, but also making really good usage of the signs. I think that this group is just amazing in terms of their organization, and it really pays off, because what it leads to is a lot of really great builds. And you can see that everything here just looks really nice. Like, not only do they have a lot of stuff, but it's really well laid out, and it's very aesthetically pleasing, at least to me. Continuing on, just wanted to kind of highlight some of the other things that they've added here that look really cool. And I don't think I spent as much time coming down to this side when I showed this off last time, so I wanted to make sure I also kind of ran through the buildings on this end and showed everything they're doing down here. I believe I have discovered their warehouse, and this is quite impressive. I really like how they have all of this laid out. They also have all of the different chests. Well, they are starting to label all of the different chests, which is, again, just really nice to see. And I think that they've done a really great job in terms of kind of having a centralized storage location. One of the areas that is significantly different from the last time I was here is up these stairs. You can see they've added a ton of stuff up there. I think last time they just had a stool up at the top. So we're going to take a look at that. So before we go through this new area they've built, I do want to point out something I really like. They actually added CL with sconces there. So I don't know how well it shows up. I zoomed in a little bit so you'll be able to see it a little bit better, but I really like the CL they've added. You can see all the sconces kind of rendering in and lighting up. That is pretty cool. For Crimson Lion is this clan. Heading up the stairs, they've added the walls around the side, which I haven't seen many people do, and I really appreciate. It also makes it so that it's a lot safer to go up these stairs. All right, up here at the top, we have a really excellent view of the valley area down below. You've got some tables and chairs. Oh, I really like that. Kind of sit there at a table and overlook the view out there. Have little benches along the way. So on the very top, I really like how they have the crenellations kind of going in on this direction. So here we have one other view of kind of the new section that they've built up here at the top of the stairs. I really like it. I again want to point out the amount of time and care and effort that goes into making something like this. This group has done an amazing job. They've put a lot of thought into what it is they build, and you can tell that they've spent a lot of time and effort and energy making this look really good and putting just a lot of effort into it. Like I said, I will stick a link to Xanthus Nori, and I think I'm saying that name correctly, but to their videos where they have a lot more detail and they do a lot of videos highlighting all of the building they're doing and things like that. So I do recommend you check them out because there's a lot of really cool stuff there. I do think that they are still working on this one. It looks like they have some areas where they're still kind of putting some touches on, but I like how they've done the foundations here where you have the pillars going up from the rocks. I think that it looks really neat, and it also, I mean, makes sense from a structurally building it point that that's how they would do it, but I think it looks really cool and it adds to a nice look. And then we have some decks up here kind of looking out, and they have a pretty good view. Let's take a look. I had mentioned that I really liked the entryway to this place we're about to look at, and I realize it is rather plain, but at the same time, it does have some nice flair. And again, I think that having the lights done that way is a really nice touch. I like how that looks, where they have the chandelier on the post like that. I really enjoy how they have the little stairs and then the flower boxes here. I just think it's pretty cute. Real quick, this is another situation where they have stuck flower boxes into the rocks on the stairs on the way up, as well as that sconce there. It's a really nice touch. I like to see people doing that. It adds some nice decor as you're kind of coming up the stairs. At the very tippy top, they have this little deck up here, which again has a nice view of the lake down there, some trees, and then the Terrace community across the way. And I will say, I think that as I've run through here a little bit more, it might be part of the same group. So I think that on this side of the road, the build they have going on might be part of the Crimson Lion crew, who is across the way over there as well. So this is a little place that I kind of stumbled upon. I saw the back of it, and it just looked like there were a few crafting stations, but I came over to take a look, and it's actually really adorable. So one of the first things is this double porch they have out front. I really like that. I think that that's just a nice look. And the little well right here at the front is a nice little touch. So inside, they have all of these tables and chairs for seating that I really like, and have the lamps on the tables. It looks really nice. They have this bar area over here. Let's see if we can get some more light. Where they have the bar stools and kind of the bar seating area. They have kind of behind the bar area with storage and shelves. And then back in here, you have the kitchen, which is nicely laid out and well done. And then out the back, this is the crafting area. Let's take a quick look upstairs and then we'll head up. So heading up the stairs, I believe this is another inn. Now that I come up here, we've got some rooms upstairs, and then down below, you had the dining area. So we have another inn that we've discovered, kind of a hidden gem in the forest. Quite cute. Heading all the way up, we have some additional crafting stations as well as storage, and just I really like this place. So I'm glad I found this and came and checked out this cute little inn in the woods, and we will continue on. All right, this next place, I kind of like the style they have going on here, where it's a little bit different. I don't know. It's like a nice combination of inviting, but also imposing. So let's take a look inside. So they do not have doors, which is kind of convenient, to be honest. And then looking in here, it looks like it's a bit of a tavern almost. We have some good lighting. I appreciate all the chandeliers. You know how I feel about lights. But we have a couple of tables, and then it looks like a bar area. I think they've done a good job with that stone bar. That looks cute. And they have a little gate going into there. And then let's head upstairs and see what we have going on. Narrow stairway. So upstairs is open, but we do have the nice kind of deck out here, which is cute. So it looks like this is more of a tavern bar sort of thing versus like an inn, but I like it. Very cute. This one looks like it's probably another work in progress build, but I wanted to show it off and take a quick peek through it because I really like the style they have. The rounded look that they're going for is different from what we see on a lot of builds. So let's take a run through this and see what they have. So their inside is a little sparse, but like I said, I think that they're probably a work in progress. But I did want to highlight just the rounded place up here is nice. And then they have their crafting stations in front of windows. So if you notice all of their crafting stations here along the walls, just you can craft and look out the window. Heading up to the second floor, looks like we have some open space. Let's check out the outdoor area. It looks like continuing with the round style, they have all of their kilns and furnace and kind of metallurgy and stuff like that out here. But this is a nice area, actually. I enjoy it, and I like how they have the opening to the top out here where it's nice and covered, but at the same time still open, which would make sense if you're out here doing a bunch of stuff with fire. So I have not seen any changes to this building in over a week. So the creator probably has moved on or just away, but I want to call it out because it looks really cool. I really enjoyed the design. I like what they are doing with the crossbeams there, where they have the different crossbeams on the left, center, and right. That's really cool. And then I do want to show off the shape of it from above too. So you can see it has a unique shape to it, which is really neat. We'll do a quick spin through inside to see what it looks like. On the interior, here on the ground floor, we do have some storage chests as well as a couple of different crafting stations kind of around, you can see. Heading upstairs, you can see they don't really have a lot of stuff on the floors, but I really like all of the natural light that comes in as a result of these windows that they have. And they're not really windows, like I said. They have these neat designs that they're going for with the crossbeams like that. And then up here at the top, we have the open area with the furnace, and then almost like arrow slots. But yeah, just a neat build, a neat shape, and I wanted to make sure I showed it off. So this is one I almost missed because it's kind of tucked in the woods here, but I'm glad I spotted it. And so I came over to take a look, and it's really kind of quaint. Like, it's a little bit larger for just a nice cabin next to the creek here, and I'm excited to take a look inside. All right, making our way up the stairs and inside. I think this is going to be the right entrance. So here, let's take a look outside. Have a little deck area that looks out over the water. Nice. Out the side and back here, you have some outdoor crafting kind of tucked away back here. So coming upstairs, kind of had to wind my way up here, but kind of have a overlook down here. I like all the lights. You know how I feel about lights, but coming down, have a little dining area. It looks like maybe a kitchen area over here. Some chairs. This is cute. So it is nighttime, which doesn't always make for the best exploring or showing off builds. So I might have to wait for it to get more light. But Night does make for a really good time of showing off all of the neat lighting and how cool it looks when you're kind of zoomed out, taking a look at the land and seeing all of the builds together. This next one is a little interesting because in some spots they really have like a look you can tell they're going for, and it looks really neat. And then in other areas it definitely looks like they're just going for practicality, but it does look pretty cool. And I did want to take a spin through it because they have some neat stuff inside. So let's take a look. This one does look pretty spooky at night, I have to say. I like it with the moon and then like the castle feel to it. It looks really nice with the trees and everything. It has a nice spooky vibe to it that I'm enjoying. They have some fun little windows. They have the sign over the gate here. It could use some light here, like if they had some sconces on either side, that would be nice, as well as maybe above or below the windows. Taking a look inside, over here, they definitely did not skimp on the lighting. So for the crafting area, they have the shelves with storage chests on it, and then they have quite a few lights here. I definitely enjoy all the chandeliers. Coming up here, we have a lot more storage, which, as I always say, is a recurring theme. But we then have some more of the crafting stations. This is one piece of this that I really enjoyed, was this round tower. Continuing the tour inside, we have this little bed here, which is kind of funny, just because it's in this corner. One of the things I want to highlight is how they have these storage shelves. It's a little bit different from what I've seen before. It looks like they have some beams coming up and then shelves mounted on the beams and then the storage chests on those shelves. So it's a slightly different way of doing the chests than I've seen other people do. So out the back here, they have all of these furnaces. So they have 3 large furnaces and then just a ton of the basic furnaces, as well as some pottery kilns. Nice working space, but it probably does get pretty toasty out here with all of these furnaces. So coming along, you've got some little stairs coming up, as well as some higher stairs, which we'll take a look at in a second. But down here we have more storage. It looks like a few crafting stations, but coming up to the top, we have that well I mentioned, and then a lot of storage chests, which everyone always has, as well as some more crafting stations. So this is a little bit of what I meant in terms of the other side. Looks like it's a bit more decorative and perhaps complete. And on this side, it looks like they just have a lot of crafting stations and storage and things like that. Not a knock, to be clear. So as the sun rises, we are about to make our way across that little player-built bridge and check out what is across the river there. This looks really cool. I'm excited to see everything they have building on this side over here. So coming along this player-built bridge, I really appreciate getting a nice look at it. They have done a really good job with this, and I applaud their work on bridging across the river here. So coming inside, we have some storage areas, some crafting areas. We're making our way out into the little courtyard area. This is really cute, and they have the kilns and furnaces out here. I like this a lot. So let's continue scoping out what they have over here. Well, outside we have the little crafting stations, looks like cooking and things like that. And then heading inside. Inside looks like more crafting and storage. I really like at the top there how they've done the little half walls. So you have a lot more light coming in. That's a nice touch that they have that I don't feel like I see that in a lot of builds. Certainly a lot of windows in places, but to do it with a half wall there between the roof, I really enjoy that, and definitely allows a lot more light to come in. I did not comment on it before, but I really enjoy the entrance to this building. They have the 2 gargoyle things and then the little sign out front, and I like the little covered section off here to the side. This is a really cute entrance as you come into this one. Moving along to the next piece, This one feels a lot more open. It looks like it's all part of the same build, but kind of a different style. So let's head on up to the very top if we can. Yeah, it's all kind of an open spot in here, but I like this feel. It's a much more indoor-outdoor space that they have going on, and lots of stairs and ladders between floors, which is handy, but also just nice being here on the water. And I want to take a moment and commend this entrance here. I really like how they've done this. I feel like I haven't really seen a lot of entrances that look like this, and I think it's just the use of the angled posts instead of just doing the straight up and down. But having the angled posts really adds some character to it. A lot of people like to put their public chests kind of out at the entrance, and that's becoming something I see a lot more of, and a lot of people that they do their builds, and then out front they'll do a chest which is public. I really like that. I think it's a neat way for the community to share stuff with each other, and I'm glad to see it's kind of taken off. As we move on, this guy is right next door to the other one, but they aren't connected, so I'm not sure if they're part of the same crew or not, but I really enjoy the exterior of this building. I think it looks really nice, and eager to take a look inside. So as we come up around, one of the first things I'm noticing is the walls and the windows that they have. I think a higher tier window and wall that they're using, and so this is kind of fun. So coming inside, it looks like they're probably still kind of working on building it out, but we do have a couple of crafting things in here, a lot of the storage. Let's take a look upstairs. So upstairs, it looks like they're still kind of building it out up here as well. But I do want to admire the chandelier in the front entrance from this angle, because that is a very nice chandelier. And I really like the kind of grandiose entrance. That this looks like a nice large house that someone would have, and kind of that grandiose sort of feel to it. And I'm here for it. With that in mind, as we kind of continue exploring, we have a very empty bedroom, but you can kind of tell this is a very large, nice bedroom, and I'm excited to see what this person does with the decor here, because I really appreciate the build. I really like that they're going for that up level. They're using a lot of the higher tier building items, and so I think this is going to look really cool as they continue to add decor. So let's take a look at the top floor here real quick. I think it's going to be a good build because I like the bones of what they have here. Continuing outside, it does look like they have their giant furnace. I will come back and I will be snooping again in the future. This next one looks like they're going for a bit of a church or a chapel or something like that. I really wish that there was a giant bell in that bell tower, but I don't imagine that they have giant bells in the game. But developers, something to think about. As you enter, you are greeted with the cross on the opposite side. Well placed in terms of that, and it's a different style than the one that's over the entryway here, so that's kind of fun. I imagine this is probably a work in progress, either that or they're going for some building that is maybe, incomplete or has been partially destroyed, perhaps. I'm not sure. And you have little alcoves in the back, and that's kind of fun. So yeah, I imagine this person probably has a primary building spot somewhere else. I also just want to pause and say, if you look at the windows on the left and right, they have those fires in there. That is 100% decorative. Those are inaccessible from the inside. I really like that. So well done on this one. So I thought this place was pretty cute. Again, it's not one that is massive and sprawling or huge and imposing or anything like that, but I really like the look to it. It's quaint. It has a nice combination of some different aesthetics going on. I do want to take a spin through here and take a look at it. Also appreciate the shutters and the flower boxes over there on the left, so let's take a look. So coming inside, it doesn't look like it's a full-on inn or tavern feel, but it does look like it's I could see this being like a meeting hall or a guild hall or something like that. And so that's kind of a nice look. Also, I appreciate how many chandeliers they have here. Lots and lots of light, and especially over the seating areas they have here, like the tables and then this little circle of chairs. So they do just have a handful of different crafting stations down here, as well as lots of storage chests. Not as many storage chests as I would expect, to be totally honest. So maybe they are more of the just-in-time type of crafting that I was talking about earlier, where they don't keep as many things on hand, perhaps. Out on the porch, the second story porch, I really like this cute little seating area. They have a couple chairs there and a light. You look across the road there at the chapel. The fact that they have the spit roast kind of attached, but out under the open area, and then the other cooking things right there at the opening. I appreciate that touch. So as I was scoping out who to credit for this build, I did notice, I think it's the same person who is building the chapel across the way. So I do think that we found their crafting stations and where their other build is. So makes sense, right across the road. All right, so initially I was going to say we're just going to take a look at two more for today. And I was going to look at the house looking place up here at the front, and then the castle looking place there kind of in the back on the left. However, I've discovered that this appears to all be one build because it's all connected. I'm eager to see all of the goodies they have hidden within here. So coming up on the entrance, on their porch, they have a chest and some chairs. That's kind of nice. Like, just if you're going to hang out here on the porch, I enjoy that. So inside we have their cooking areas. It also looks like they're using the bigger chests, and so that might be why we don't see a ton right here in the cooking area. Let's continue. So coming up the stairs, we have more shelves for chests. You can see they already have a handful and room for expansion, and then more crafting stations. There's something about it. I just really like the look and feel in here. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I really enjoy it. So continuing on, we come out the back by that kitchen area. We have a large furnace and then some smaller furnaces, lots of additional crafting stations here, and then you can see a lot of storage. So looks like they're probably replacing their smaller chests with these large chests, but again, that same thing that we've seen a lot of people do, where they have the beams going along for the additional shelving options. Coming along over here, we have a bunch more crafting stations, as well as a few chests in the middle there for kind of easy access, and then stairs down as we continue on. And you can kind of see already how this is just going to keep on going, and they have a lot of stuff. Little windmill there, more storage and crafting stations down here, some shelves over there for expansion. And then I believe this is part of it as well. It's not connected right here, but it is, if you look over there, it does connect to the same build. So I imagine this is all part of the same group of people. So they have, I actually like this. They have the little quad area here. So the 4 little covered crafting areas, and then the big forge out here in the middle. I said forge, I meant cooking hearth. So I'm realizing as I come over here, these are not actually connected. So now I'm starting to wonder if they are 2 different groups of people or if they're all in the same group. So when I give credit, I will pause and just note, I'm not sure if this is all the same group or if it's 2 different. Either way, these are some pretty cool builds, and so let's continue to explore. Up here, we have another covered crafting area. I really enjoy all of the sconces they have going down the middle there, and then a bunch of different crafting stations around. They also have the covered area, and I like the windows up front, not just doing plain roof all the way around. So that's kind of nice to see the aesthetic. You have the line of chairs going along here that we see a lot of people do. I imagine a lot of people will churn through building chairs as part of their leveling that they're doing, and then gotta stick them somewhere. So you end up with these lines of chairs, which not knocking it. It's just funny that so many different people seem to do that. And then this entryway is kind of nice. It's a little cramped, but at the same time, it's also kind of cute. Continuing inside, they have this plant right here at the front, which is kind of cute. And then again, lots of good lighting. These people did well with the lighting. And then more crafting, more shelving. It's kind of fun to see the different, let me see if I can, the different ways that people have done the shelves to put chests on, and the different beam styles that people use. And then over here on the right, you can see they have a shelf and then just a container on that wall shelf. So upstairs, you have this little loft area, which is kind of cute. And it looks like you've got a couple beds and it overlooks down below. One thing to note as we're kind of going through here, especially with these trees, it will be nice in the future if there's a way that you can permanently get rid of a tree if it's on a plot, so that you don't have the trees growing through the buildings like this. But then you have really nice decorative walls there. And then up at the top, I'm eager to see what the view looks like from up there. So yeah, as we walk through here, you can see those trees growing up that we just saw the tops of a bit ago. So it would be nice if you had the option of removing those if you wanted to. Continuing on in, lots of chandeliers. I am glad I'm not the only one who likes to see a lot of lighting. It would be nice if they had some brighter or larger radius lights so that you don't need so many. But I kind of understand at the same time. So more storage, and then let's see if we can go upstairs in here. All right, so up at the top, we have one kiln, which is kind of amusing to me, and then a walkway around up here with just a really nice view. I really enjoy this. And again, down there, I'm not sure if this is the same group of people or not, since it isn't actually connected, but they're building awfully close to each other, so we'll assume that they are, perhaps. I enjoy the water. It's really funny to me how so many people build around the water here in the game. In real life, it makes sense. You need the water to survive. So a lot of early civilizations and buildings and everything popped up around water. But here in the game, you don't actually have to be near water, but it still is such a natural draw for everyone to end up building near the water. I imagine a lot of that is just that it's pretty. It's nice to kind of see the water and then have all of the mountains and trees and everything in the backdrop. The other area is probably that once a few people start doing it, that becomes the place to be. And then you have all the people who want to build near the others. And so you end up getting these little communities that pop up around water. And I really like that. I think that's really cool. All right, I think that's going to be it for today, but thank you so much for joining me as we went on an adventure, explored new places. I think it's really fun to see what everyone builds, the different things that people come up with. I think there's still a lot of really creative players who are playing the game, and I'm eager to go find what it is they're building and share it with you. So let me know what you think. Please give me some feedback. What do you like to see? What would you not like to see? It really helps me know what it is that you're interested in. Also, I would really appreciate it if you can give me that like and subscribe. I am trying to grow this channel, and it means a lot to me to have the feedback and to have the engagement. So thank you all so much, and until next time.